Hi guys, welcome to the Fighters channel. Former world champion Timothy Bradley believes that to win a rematch with WBA, WBO and IBF heavyweight title holder Alexander Usyk Anthony Joshua needs to enter the ring, the way he was in a duel with Wladimir Klitschko. Bradley shared his thoughts about a possible fight between Alexander Usyk and WBC champion Tyson Fury. An authoritative expert believes that a Briton will be able to defeat a Ukrainian if he takes advantage of his size and puts pressure on him. The promoter of the WBA, WBO and IBF heavyweight champion Alexander Usyk, Alexander Krasyuk, believes that it will be difficult for the WBC title holder Tyson Fury to defeat his ward if he approaches the fight with him in the same form as the trilogy with Deontay Wilder. Former world champion in the second middleweight David Benavidez spoke about the rematch of WBA, WBO and IBF heavyweight title holder Alexander Usyk with Anthony Joshua and the potential duel of the Ukrainian with WBC champion Tyson Fury. The famous American coach and former world champion Robert Garcia spoke about the latest heavyweight championship bout between Briton Tyson Fury and compatriot Deontay Wilder. The head of the Matchroom boxing promotion company Eddie Hearn is ready to admit that the current WBC heavyweight world champion Tyson Fury is now the best heavyweight fighter, but he is sure that his ward Anthony Joshua will defeat Tyson if their fight takes place. The WBC world heavyweight champion Briton Tyson Fury says that he has already achieved everything in boxing, and as a poet, he does not necessarily have to return to the ring. According to Tyson, he has one more fight left under his contract with Top Rank and ESPN, but the Briton no longer has motivation. Friends, before starting to watch this video, I would like to ask you to subscribe to my channel. If you really enjoy the content, then please subscribe to my channel and keep watching the videos. If you are subscribed, then you receive notifications about the release of new videos. You do not even have to look for anything personally. I really want to get 10,000 subscribers on my channel. I am trying very hard, absolutely every day, and I need your support. Your likes, comments, reposts to social networks. Thanks to everyone who subscribes to my channel. You are my support. Thank you so much. The promoter of the WBA, WBO and IBF heavyweight champion Alexander Usyk, Alexander Krasyuk, believes that it will be difficult for the WBC title holder Tyson Fury to defeat his ward if he approaches the fight with him in the same form and as a trilogy with Deontay Wilder. The Fury-Wilder third fight didn't impress me. I didn't see anything from either of them that could harm Usyk. Yes, of course, some swing can always arrive from nowhere, but in order for Wilder to strike, he must fix the target. And if the target is constantly moving, then this blow does not fly out. That is, it goes into the air. As for Fury, of course, he is a better boxer than Wilder, but if he is in same shape for the fight with Usyk, I don't give him any chances. Those Wilder and Fury that we saw are already sweet buns for Usyk, said Krasyuk. Former world champion Timothy Bradley shared his thoughts about a possible fight between Alexander Usyk and WBC champion Tyson Fury. An authoritative expert believes that a Briton will be able to defeat a Ukrainian if he takes advantage of his size and puts pressure on him. I think it's a good fight. Fury may be too big for Usyk, but Alexander is a very good technical boxer. Tyson can both go forward and box on waist. He is a very long guy. He can lean on Usyk. Fury can do a lot of things and can go through a lot. It seems to me that the duel will be interesting in the first half, but I think that in the second half, Fury will definitely figure out how to approach Usyk. The fact is that Usyk is a small heavyweight. To defeat an opponent like him, you need to put pressure on him, Timothy Bradley said in an interview. Recall that Usyk defeated Anthony Joshua by unanimous decision at the end of September, and Fury knocked out Deontay Wilder in 11th round on October 10. Bradley believes that in order to win a rematch with Alexander Usyk, Anthony Joshua needs to enter the ring the way he was in a duel with Wladimir Klitschko. I think the fight with Andy Ruiz destroyed Anthony Joshua's confidence. It also seems to me that he was afraid of missing a beat. Joshua didn't hit because he was afraid to miss a return. Usyk is a smaller guy, he can hit sharply, but Joshua needs to act from the position of a larger fighter. It seemed that he was a big guy with a small mentality. He needs to change that. I think the only way to do this is to talk to yourself. Joshua has to say to himself, "Hey, how do you want to be remembered? Do you want people's last thought about you to be like this? I also think about it like this. You don't have the killer instinct anymore, bro. You don't want it anymore. Where is the guy who fought Klitschko? Where is he? If Joshua gets him back, he will defeat a fighter like Usyk." It seems that Joshua started acting according to the plan for the fight, but then it stopped working. And he thought, "It's okay to lose, it's okay. I have a rematch option one more night," Timothy Bradley said. Former world champion in the second middleweight David Benavidez spoke about the rematch of the WBA, WBO and IBF heavyweight title holder Alexander Usyk with Anthony Joshua and the potential duel of the Ukrainian with WBC champion Tyson Fury. "I leave Joshua a credit of trust. Maybe he had a bad night. I want to see Joshua who fought Klitschko. Then he had to dig deep, but he returned to the fight and won. If Joshua motivates himself, if he returns to the gym, then I'm sure it will be a good fight. He and Usyk have unfinished business. But now I'm very interested in the Usyk-Fury fight. Alexander weighs about 100 kilograms and Fury about 125. So there is about a 25 kilograms difference between them. In the end, Fury, if he doesn't catch Usyk, will drive him into a corner. Tyson can put his weight on him. We need to wait to see how this fight will turn out, but will be a great fight. Even Joshua's fight with Wilder will be great. There are still a lot of good fights for Anthony. I don't think he should end his career," David Benavidez said. The famous American coach and former world champion Robert Garcia spoke about the lightest heavyweight championship bout between Briton Tyson Fury and compatriot Deontay Wilder. "A great fight, and one of the best I've seen in the heavyweight division. The guys have earned respect. Tyson Fury won and is now rightfully considered the best heavyweight in the world. And he's the guy who's going to be very difficult to beat." Wilder started a real fire. Yes, he was tired after the 5th round, but he continued to fight and throw punches. "As I say, this is one of the best fights in the history of the division, and I'm glad that heavyweight boxing is back," the mentor said. The promoter of WBA, WBO and IBF heavyweight champion Alexander Usyk, Alexander Krasyuk, shared his client's future plans. Fury-Usyk fight? And everything is possible at the level of theories. At the level of practice, we have a contract, we have a given word, and secondly, this word is fixed on paper. That is, we have obligations to Joshua to agree to a rematch if he wants it. We keep our word, especially regarding the rematch. I remember some cases when boxer didn't give a rematch, despite the fact that it was prescribed in the contract. I am talking about Fury Wladimir Klitschko. We have nothing to do with this, we will defend this line. But if there is a speech, it is already underway. These conversations are going on about Fury Usyk. To do this, Joshua must say, "Yes, go box for the absolute and then he will fight with me." On the one hand, it potentially sounds good, but we should not forget about the sanctioned organizations. WBC, Dillian White. WBA, we already have Helinus. His manager wrote to me. WBO, Joe Joyce. There are already 4 people in the queue. Now we are going according to the plan that we outlined early, and we will balance based on the circumstances, Krasyuk said. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel.